Improved military rifle describes a series of tubular nitrocellulose smokeless powders evolved from World War I through World War II for loading, military and commercial ammunition, and sold to private citizens for reloading rifle ammunition for hunting and target shooting. These powders were DuPont modifications of John Bernadou's 1897 Naval Torpedo Station patent for nitrocellulose powder colloided with ether and alcohol.IMR powders coated with dinitrotoluene to slow initial burning and graphite to minimize static electricity during blending and loading. They contain 0.6% diphenylamine as a stabilizer and 1% potassium sulfate to reduce muzzle flash. IMR registered sign is a registered trademark of the IMR Powder Company assigned to the Hodgdon Powder Company, which markets powders under that name. IMR number 3031. IMR number 16 appeared in 1916 with grains 0.03 inch diameter and 0.085 inches long. Through World War I, this powder, and the similar IMR number 17, were used to load military rifle cartridges for France, Russia, and the United Kingdom. In 1923, IMR #17.5 added 2% into IMR number 16 to reduce metal fouling from cupronickel-jacketed bullets. Grains of 0.03 inch diameter were 0.084 inches long with 8% DNT coating. IMR number 3031 replaced IMR #17.5 in 1934. IMR number 3031 is intended for mid-range loads and medium sporting and military cartridges like the 257 Roberts, 30-30 and 348 Winchester. Grains of 0.029 inch diameter, 0.083 inches long with 7% DNT coating. IMR number 4064. The first IMR powder, IMR number 15, was designed in 1914 as a replacement for cordite for the 276 Enfield cartridge. Grains of 0.032 inch diameter were 0.084 inches long with 9% DNT coating. In 1919, IMR #15.5 added 2% into IMR number 15 to reduce metal fouling from cupronickel-jacketed bullets. IMR number 4064 replaced both powders in 1935. IMR number 4064 is intended for magnum capacity cartridges like the 250, 3000 Savage, 35 Wellen and 375 H and Amp H Magnum. IMR, however, calls 4064 the most versatile powder in its catalog, and it works well for a wide range of high-powered rifle cartridges. Grains of 0.031 inch diameter, 0.083 inches long with 6.5% DNT coating. IMR number 4198. Military rifle powder Mr. number 21 appeared in 1913 for loading traditional sporting cartridges including the self-loading 25, 30 and 32 Remington and the 22 Savage high power 25-35 and 30-30 for lever-action rifles. Grains of 0.03 inch diameter were 0.04 inches long. Over the next decade, Mr. number 21 was replaced by IMR number 18 with 0.03 inch diameter grains, 0.05 inches long. IMR number 4198 appeared in 1935 as a replacement for IMR #25.5. Comparatively little information has been released concerning IMR #25.5, since DuPont never sold it to handloaders. IMR number 4198 is intended for short-range loads and medium-capacity cartridges like the 300 Savage, 32 Remington, and 32 Winchester Special. Grains of 0.026-inch diameter, 0.083 inches long with 4.5% DNT coating. IMR number 4227. IMR #1204 powder appeared in 1925 for short lever-action cartridges like the 25-20, 32-20, 38-40, and 44-40. Grains of 0.025-inch diameter were 0.021 inches long with 8% DNT coating. IMR number 4227 replaced IMR #1204 in 1935 for small capacity cartridges like the 22 Hornet, 25-20 and 32-20. Grains of 0.024-inch diameter, 0.023 inches long with 6.5% DNT coating. IMR number 4320. IMR #1147 appeared in 1923 for military cartridges like the 3006 Springfield and the 7.92 x 57 mm Mauser. Grains of 0.034-inch diameter were 0.042 inches long with 8% DNT coating. IMR number 4320 replaced IMR #1147 in 1935. Grains of 0.034-inch diameter, 0.042 inches long with 6.5% DNT coating. IMR number 4320 is intended for large-capacity sporting and military cartridges like the 220 Swift, 270 Winchester and 3006. IMR number 4350. In 1910 Mr. Number 10 was designed for the 280 Ross. Large grains 0.033-inch diameter and 0.12 inches long were intended to slow the burning rate. Mr. Number 10 was replaced by IMR number 13 in 1917 for high-capacity bottleneck cases. Grains of 0.035-inch diameter were 0.08 inches long. IMR number 4350 replaced IMR number 13 in 1940. Grains of 0.038-inch diameter, 0.083 inches long with 5.5% DNT coating. IMR number 4475. IMR number 4475 was developed in 1936, but not released to handloaders. It was used to load military 7.62 x 51 mm NATO and 5.56 x 45 mm NATO cartridges during the Cold War. IMR number 4831. IMR number 4831 was used to load a Lycon 20 mm cannon cartridges through World War II. Salvaged powder became available to civilians when the Lycon cannon was declared obsolete following the war. Grains of 0.038-inch diameter, 0.083 inches long with 7% DNT coating. IMR number 4831 contains 1.1% diphenylamine. IMR number 4895, originally known as 1909 military pyro DG, 500 tons per day of Mr. Number 20 was manufactured for military loading of the original 150-grain M1906 bullet in the 3006 through World War I. Grains of 0.03-inch diameter were 0.084 inches long with 9% DNT coating. IMR-1185 was used when military 3006 loadings shifted to the 173-grain M1 bullet from 1926 to 1938. Grains of 0.032-inch diameter were 0.084 inches long with 7% DNT coating. IMR number 4895 was used for loading the 152-grain M2 bullets in the 3006 through World War II. Grains of 0.032-inch diameter, 0.056 inches long with 5.5% DNT coating. Trail Boss. IMR Trail Boss is a bulky powder created in 2005 for use in older cartridges. Old cartridges designed for black powder have a lot of empty space when using modern smokeless powder, thus raising the danger of detonation of the powder. IMR created Trail Boss to be bulky enough that hand loaders are not able to accidentally double charge a cartridge. The unique donut-shaped grains are part of what makes the powder so bulky. Trail Boss is essentially a modern version of the powder developed by DuPont Canada for the Kill Dominion sealing cartridge, a low-velocity 30-30 using a lead bullet.